Hey, welcome. We are revisiting the Mania, a WrestleMania rewatch podcast. I'm Carlos.
And I'm Maria.
We just walked out of the United Center, and my ears are still ringing. Chicago just hosted the most chaotic elimination chambers in years.
So AJ Lee is a champion again after 11 years. The mystery crate finally opened, and Seth Rollins is back with a vengeance.
And today we're gonna give you guys our live in-person perspective on the chamber. We were there, boots on the ground. We had CM Punk's pay-per-view homecoming debut or re-debut, and the Vision getting retribution, and everything's about to change for them.
So we're going to talk about, was it a work? Was it a shoot? Or is it just pure Chicago magic? Because it wasn't Chicago.
And we were there. And let's get into some of the pictures that we have here. So we have us walking to Maria. We had to take a picture of Maria walking, and we took a picture right there outside the United Center. It was a very chilly day.
It was a very chilly day.
So like felt like it was a really intense atmosphere. Everyone was excited to be there. There was lines, very long lines. Thankfully, we did not have to wait for it because we entered through the American Express chamber. If you have one and you go to the United Center, you have an American Express card, there's a separate gate for you guys to go in there.
Express entry.
Yes. And then we got there just in time, and we got a little video preview of our seat. Best place we've ever sat. What do you guys think? Did we get a pretty good seat? I think so. And
right up in front. Rhea was right in center. No complaints.
No complaints. Was it a little bit pricey? Yes. But like I was telling Maria, for our seats, if we had waited to last minute, which some people tend to do, you're compromising your view. I know they put their prices a little bit higher, pricing out some families, but if you want to get a seat that you want to enjoy the view and things like that, you have to pay for it, unfortunately. I'm video clip happy right now. I'm sorry I forgot to introduce that, but that was the introduction pyro to when the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view started. And then I also have the video of when they were lowering the Elimination Chamber. And let me tell you, the flames are real and they were very hot.
They were. It was pretty hot. So if you were closer, you have to add in the comments or put in the comments what your experience was like, because we felt that heat from where we were sitting, and it was pretty hot. So. People are definitely excited to see the pyro, feel that pyro. As we mentioned, it was pretty hot. And what did you think about the setup for the Elimination Chamber?
You know, I was worried about how it was gonna like be, because I wasn't. This is the first pay-per-view. Like, they've had a wrestling event there before. They had the AEW, but it's they didn't have any special matches like this. So I wasn't sure how they would incorporate that into this particular setup of the United Center. So that was something that I wasn't sure.
The only complaint I have is that they did have a lighting system around the top that maybe skewed the screens for people that were sitting higher top. So that's my only complaint as far as visually. They also had a WrestleMania for Vegas sign as well. So hopefully that wasn't in the way, or like giving people a hard time to see. But otherwise, I like the setup. Definitely like the screens, and the walkthrough for the wrestlers was pretty cool.
The entrance.
Yeah.
And that's where we were. If you were paying attention, that's where we were sitting at TV, circled right there. Yeah. Just a little bit of context with the chamber. So we'll get into these matches right here. Okay, so the first match we
Yes.
have the Women's Elimination Chamber, which had Raquel, we had Asuka, we had Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton, and Ripley. I had asked you when we got out to it, but we didn't get a chance to record it. But who did you have winning?
I thought Raquel Rodriguez was a pretty strong contender,
Okay.
and Rhea Ripley as well.
Okay. Yeah, I pretty much knew a little bit when the tag team titles were lost
Hmm.
to from Rio Ripley, and Io Sky.
Okay.
Pretty much that they were going to separate them, and that Rio Ripley was going to win. I
Okay.
think the money would have been better, and they need to sell more tickets, especially for WrestleMania. That the money was going to be the money match is going to be Rhea Ripley versus Jade, and that ended up coming true. But I like that Raquel Rodriguez had a good outing again. They give her like a double pin. What did you think about that?
I thought the wrestling was excellent. Also, is this last year? Did the chamber start off with the women?
Yeah, they always start off with the women.
Is that traditional?
It's becoming traditional. Um, Unfortunately, I am pro the women also like having like their matches main eventing, I guess you could say, uh being last. The women to me, and I am gonna get into depth why, but I feel like the women had the better matches in this pay-per-view, uh better than Phil versus Finn, the Becky Lynch and AJ Lee match. And the men's elimination chamber was good, but I think the women's was better.
Okay, yeah, I hear you in that. I also felt that it was better. The wrestling was just really good all the way around, and especially just the timing of everything went really well. So
Right.
I thought it was a really good experience. Rhea Ripley is no slouch, so I definitely look forward to seeing her wrestle in the ring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what did you think about the chamber and the individual?
I was almost timing it. There was a gentleman that was sitting next to us. I think his name is Lewis, and if he's watching, shout out for
Shout out to Lewis.
yeah. But that's if his name. Hopefully, I'm remembering correctly. But at this point, it's something where I would have preferred to have Raquel and Rhea in the final two instead of Rhea and Tiffy. They had made Raquel look so strong, especially after doing the Tejana bomb where she pinned Asuka and I forget who else, but she had a double pin,
Yeah.
and they made her look so strong in that chamber. And then for her to just lose, real like to I guess fortunate, prettiest moonsault ever, I thought was a cheap way for her to go out. I think having the final two been Rhea and Raquel probably would have been a little bit more of
I think the crowd
a bigger push
would have
for
wanted
the
that as well.
and
I know I did.
yeah, so I think I would have enjoyed it more, but if that were the final two, but I have no other nitpicks about this. What about you?
Oh, so I was surprised that. Well, were you surprised that Rhea won, or you were not
No, I was not
surprised?
surprised.
I guess I was rooting for Raquel as she's like a newer wrestler.
Hmm.
So I was wondering if it was going to be like her time to shine during the
Hmm. And I
elimination
wouldn't have
chamber.
minded if it was her time to shine.
Right.
I would have been pro it, but I still think that since it was gonna be going against Jade Cargill,
Right.
the money match to make is better Rhea versus Jade for that. They need to sell tickets for
And we had the
WrestleMania.
opportunity to see Jade in the audience. She
Yeah.
was like on one of the top tiers holding her belt, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the drama. I like the storyline. And with Rhea's victory, this places her on the course.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. It's gonna be a must watch, WrestleMania watch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean match, and I'm looking forward to watching.
Definitely.
Like who will win? Who do you think? Who's your money on?
It's probably gonna be Rhea.
You think it's gonna be Rhea, not Jade,
No,
not
Jade.
Storm?
No.
Okay.
All right. And with that, that takes us to our next match: AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
This was one of my favorite matches of the night, and it was really hard because I really was rooting for both.
You sure were.
I'm a fan of both wrestlers, and I know that's pretty like cheesy to say, but I was rooting for both of these ladies. Very strong wrestlers, love the character, and they're just really good in the ring. Visually, it was really good to see them. And how long was their match? It felt like it was over 10 to 15 minutes
Hmm.
easily, and they were not gassed. They were just going at it back and forth,
Right.
and I thought it was a great experience.
Yeah. So you were rooting for both? You didn't want to make a decision on it?
I do have in my heart AJ Lee. She is one of my favorites. She's been in this wrestling game for quite some time. Um, so that she ends up defeating Becky Lynch by submission by Black Widow. Were you surprised?
No. I can see it happening. This match went for 15 minutes and 40 seconds, by the way.
Okay.
So I had two outcomes that AJ would win because she's in her quote unquote hometown, even though she's from New Jersey, and that's where she gets billed from.
Who adopted her?
Yeah. So she married Phil, now she's Chicago, and like I guess by proxy. But you could have gone either way. If AJ would have lost, as you could see that Becky Lynch was trying to go ahead and cheat, by exposing the turnbuckle and things like that.
Right.
I think prolonging that feud to WrestleMania and giving her that bigger like pop with
Yeah.
the bigger crowd. Like WrestleMania, you're expecting to get 50 or 60,000 people.
Oh yeah.
So
I think
I
here
think
we had like 19,000.
yeah, which I mean we were very loud.
We were.
Like if it didn't come across, it was a very loud and rambunctious
It
crowd.
was through the whole chamber.
So
Yep.
I think the pop probably would have been better for AJ Lee. Like it would have been a bigger moment. Like Hunter always talks about moments, making
Mhm.
moments, and I think he pulled the trigger too early. And the bigger moment would have been to have her win at WrestleMania. But we'll
Ooh.
see. Maybe they're gonna have a rematch. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a rematch.
So this is AJ's first single title in 11 years. What do you think about that?
Like I said, I don't mind it. We'll get to see April. I'm a big fan of AJ. As you can see, my wife is also as well. But um, she started in a time when the women were just viewed just as sex, symbols, pretty much going out there having bikinis, mud baths, whatever, mud fights, whatever. So she was one of the other pioneers, along with Beth Phoenix, Natty, the ones that were in that like transition phase. So to see her come back and finally be able to get other women to work with, where she
Right.
doesn't have to do most of the carrying of the match now,
Hmm.
is pretty good. And we'll see how this run goes.
I agree with you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it.
All right. And when the next one we have in the docket is the Finn Balor versus CM Punk match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
You
This
mean
match went for 20 minutes.
Finn Botch?
And you're talking about LA Botch.
Oh, LA Botch. Sorry, wrong time. But people were not rooting for Finn Balor.
I was rooting for Finn Balor.
There were a few of you, but it seemed like the majority of the crowd
Yes, I
was
mean
definitely rooting for CM Punk.
yes, everyone was rooting for CM Punk, especially since he got that '90s style Bulls introduction. It's not really '90s style because they still have that same introduction.
Right.
If you're local to Chicago and you've been to a Bulls game at the United Center, they still keep that. But
And his gear reference, the Hawks, I thought it was totally appropriate.
yeah, especially since they have that collaboration with the belts
Yes.
with the Blackhawks.
So I thought it was pretty cool. I like the intro. I know that you were not a fan of the intro.
No, I have never heard of CM Punk being a Chicago Bulls fan. I wore a Chicago Bulls hoodie, if you can tell here.
We both did.
There. So one primarily because it would be easier for us to be found, but I primarily wore it because I am a Bulls fan and I wanted to be found. I wanted to find myself. I knew we were gonna be on the other side, and then I've never heard him be a fan of the Bulls, and all of a sudden, who comes out to a Bulls introduction?
Yeah. Okay. So the wrestling. What did you think about the match itself?
I thought it was it was good. I would have preferred CM Punk to have a different like opponent,
Right.
because I want Finn to win. Finn has not held that heavyweight championship or a universal championship since he got hurt, I believe, back in 2016.
Okay.
And I've always been a big fan of Finn since he was wrestling in New Japan and in the Indies, and uh, so I want him to win. I feel like he should win. He's been putting in the work, going back and forth as a heel, and it looks like this babyface turn might come. We
Hmm.
might get this Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor. I was expecting some interference from the Judgment Day to actually push that forward, but I guess we didn't get anyone come out and interfere on this match.
No.
So this was a clean finish, and we're probably not going to get anything else in regards to this, and we're going to move towards a breakup of either the Judgment Day,
Right.
which I would like for the Judgment Day to continue going
Hmm.
like Bullet Club did for like all these years, for 20 plus years,
Right.
with the new leader, and maybe it stays with Dominic, or maybe Finn takes it. But if it's probably going to stay with Dominic if they continue the Judgment Day.
Mm.
What about you? What did you think about this match
I
and
thought
the
it was a
finish?
solid match. Definitely worth a revisit. And I think these two matches in between the two elimination chambers were well suited.
Yeah.
I think we all had that expectation that Punk was definitely going to win.
Mhm.
How would he lose
Right.
in his hometown? So we kind of saw that coming. The wrestling itself was pretty solid. No major magical moments for me.
This moment was very magical to you.
it
You took a
was
picture
it
of
was
it.
hilarious. That's why I took a picture of it because I'm like, look, Finn laid out on the announcer table. Hilarious. Not for him, but
Right.
hilarious. So was it a good match? Definitely worth a revisit, but I definitely enjoyed the Becky and AJ match more than this one.
You saying that this match is a revisit or
I
not?
think it is. It's a
Okay.
solid match. Definitely for me, I'm a fan of Punk, and it seems like for a while we were not a fan of him. So he's had his highs, his lows. He's been a wrestler for a while, so we'll see where this trajectory takes
I like how you included
Punk.
like we're not.
What?
We were not a fan of him.
We were, there was a period of time.
I mean, I'm still maintaining that.
You're maintaining not fan.
Yeah.
I had my ups and downs.
Yeah. All right, and with that, we move on. And if you've made it this far and you're enjoying our content, thank you very much for being with us, enjoying hearing us talk about wrestling. We just passed our 50th episode, so don't forget to give us a like, subscribe, share. Here, I know this isn't normal content of our WrestleMania stuff, so we're a little venturing out. But if you enjoy, let us know so we can continue making these uh, for you.
Yep.
And with this, we move on to the reveal of the crate.
Danhausen?
It was Danhausen. We were not actually there. We had actually went to the bathroom break, so we had to go and watch this either by the clips. But here he is in his very nice, very evil glory. We saw the video. You saw the video, Maria. What did you think of Danhausen?
It just seems very random, like to throw a Danhausen in there during this elimination chamber. I hear he is an up and coming wrestler for WWE, so this is our introduction to him. The introduction itself was something different, a little kitschy, a little cool. He had his dancers out there, and that's really the only opinion that I have is that that's what we saw. He came out of a crate. The announcers opened the crate. Everybody was curious. I'm like, we see the coffin. We're like, Undertaker? No, bummer. Danhausen. Okay. What'd you think?
Uh, Danhausen is one of these indie things that you see his gimmick. His gimmick is to be kind of
Vampy?
like a little vamp type of like what is this shit like kind of comedic, more leans to comedic. He thinks of himself as a mighty guy, but then you see his body.
Yeah, we get like
Uh,
a taco or something like
yeah,
that.
he's
Or
gonna sell a lot of merch for kids.
who's the lizard?
Mr. Iguana. That's
Mr.
pretty much
Iguana.
yeah.
So
That's a
that seems
neat
like a similar.
yeah trajectory where they're gonna be. I wouldn't have put them to premiere like this in this crate.
Okay.
I would have like we don't get Aldis and Adam Pierce like talking like, oh, we're gonna go open this. They just like show up in the dark and they're doing it. How I would have done it is someone someone gets sent or someone just gets tired of the crate just being there. Kind of like
Somebody gets body slammed into
no
the
like
crate.
they just can't wait to see what's in there and like they should have had like all these warnings like do not eat open
Or they start
danger
using part of the crate.
yeah
To,
but I would have had something like that where it said like danger do not open something caution and then just piques someone's interest where they're like I can't stand it anymore and they open it and then you get the reveal that it's Danhausen and then later on they will regret opening that box.
okay, that's the storyline. That's the storyline we need to work on. But as noted, could have been improved.
Yes.
Really random spot.
Yeah, because he just comes out with his demon chicks,
We're like, what do we
hipster
do?
demon chicks walking around. He gets in the ring and then he has like a little poof of pyro, which is in line with his gimmick.
Shout out to those girls for dancing in those 4-inch plus stilettos, though.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, girls. But otherwise,
Yeah, the debut was not as well received in person as it also was not well received online.
Question mark, surprise. We're like, what?
Yeah.
So with that,
we get to the men's elimination chamber match that went for 25 minutes and 20 seconds. We had Randy Orton, LA Knight, which people behind us were calling LA Botch.
There we go.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Logan Paul.
You mean Thick Williams?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think my wife has a new crush. So, with this match, who were you rooting for?
Definitely RKO, the Viper,
Randy.
the OG,
to your heart.
the legacy, Randy Orton. Definitely rooting for Randy.
Okay, so what did you think? What stuck out to you? What were the highlights to you?
I will say there have been moments where some of Randy's matches have been a little mid for me because I'm like, it's more of the same. Mm-hmm. But he was awesome during this Elimination Chamber. Very cool, very strong. And this is his 9th time at an Elimination Chamber. Okay. So this is his 9th chamber appearance. And he's had 2 wins before this. And as I said, he is the OG, so he's had over 15 WrestleMania matches. Mm. And I can't wait to see him at a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Who will he face?
He's going to be facing Drew McIntyre. But here's the thing. Will it be a one-on-one match? Because now we had that whole thing. Afterwards, Cody feels that he got screwed because Drew McIntyre comes in and gives him the Claymore kick. And Drew or Cody and Randy are taking care of Drew.
Right.
And then that's when Randy takes his opportunity, hits him with the RKO, and then he gets the pin in the win over Cody.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the finish mainly because I didn't want Cody to win. I didn't think it was gonna be Trick Williams because unfortunately it's a little bit too early and there really isn't anything that you in my head that you can build.
This is his first chamber.
Yes, but I think like character wise, he's kind of like a great character.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you'd be able to build like him as a solid babyface to go against Drew. But go ahead.
Well, I mean that makes sense. Javon Evans.
Javon Evans. So
this is also his first chamber. Yeah. Both excellent wrestlers. Yeah. Very happy to be introduced. Strong wrestlers. Also their moves are just like so impressive. Characters also very cool, and the crowd definitely loved them.
Definitely love Trick Williams. That audience was whooping that Trick all the way. So
yeah,
he has potential. I've been wanting him to come up for like the past year. I'm glad he's finally up NXT. And they put him to TNA, which they have a partnership with WWE. He held that World Championship belt. They were just buying some time here. So what I do
Definitely.
want to point out, one
Yeah.
highlight for us is we do go locally to some of these, and we primarily have seen them at Warrior Wrestling. I believe there's a cameo here by Frank the Clown, the gentleman to your right as you're viewing this, right near our logo, that's wearing the rounded sunglasses
Like
and has a
Frank, if
CM
this is
Punk.
you,
Frank, if you manage to watch this
this random,
and
or
this is you, please let us know.
because we're definitely a fan of Frank the
The
clown.
Clown. He is one of my favorite heel managers that
He's a lot of
comes
fun.
out with Warrior Wrestling, a local promotion to this area.
Yep.
But anything else that sticks out to you about this match?
No, we had a good mix in this chamber, old, new, talent in the chamber. We
What
had
about the
Logan,
Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins' appearance.
The Seth Rollins appearance that our seat neighbor managed to call out
Yeah,
during the first try, and I was like, I don't think it's gonna be Seth Rollins right here, the first one that gets taken away, the one that first masked man that scales the cage and then gets taken down. But once the second one came in, I was like, that one is Seth Rollins. I agree with you 100%, and we're gonna get the reveal. Where normally we haven't gotten the reveal, and I feel that if we got the reveal, he pulled off his mask. We're gonna get a build. Seth has 1 month to get clearance and get into ring shape, which I think he will. And we're gonna get Seth Rollins probably against Logan Paul because he's the only one healthy enough to take that match.
right. So Logan Paul eliminates Trick Williams. LA Knight eliminates Evans. Cody eliminated Knight.
Hmm.
Logan eliminated by Orton. Totally appropriate by Logan. And so we get the final two, like you said, Orton versus Cody.
Hmm.
You did not want Cody to
No,
win.
I was so happy that he didn't win.
So RKO counter to Crossroads, winner,
Yeah,
out the
winner
winner,
at the winner.
chicken dinner.
Yeah,
Randy Orton with the win.
yeah,
So I love to see it.
yeah.
I was fine,
You were fine with it.
fully
Would you
satisfied.
have been happy if Cody won?
I would have just been more of the same for me.
Okay.
And we've seen a lot of Cody, so I think I'm excited to see Randy
Yeah.
move forward.
Yeah, I can't wait for to see if it's gonna. Do you think it's gonna stay 1-on-1?
Well, that's a TBD, right? Because we've seen him in plenty of triple threats.
Oh yeah,
You
Randy
know,
has a lot of history of triple threat matches at a WrestleMania.
so would we see him 1-on-1, mano a mano? That's a TBD. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah. But if you have any ideas or fantasy booking that you want to put through and share with us, please feel free to do so in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, and so would you recommend people go
Well,
back and watch this if
definitely.
they have not already? Yeah, okay.
Do you
Yeah.
think Cody needs a stipulation match to stay fresh, or
That what?
do you think Cody needs some kind of like stipulation match to keep fresh? And
No, I think the heel turn needs to come. Like if it doesn't happen on the road to WrestleMania, it'll happen. I'm hoping that it happens at WrestleMania,
right.
especially since he's been getting screwed over,
Hmm.
quote unquote. All of these chances, he got screwed over and losing his belt. He's got screwed over at the Royal Rumble by Drew McIntyre. Remember, he's got screwed over here.
Yeah.
Eventually, you would.
You think it's building?
It's building. It's
Well, you've always said you're like you can't be called the American Nightmare and be a baby face, right?
That's true.
So we'll see.
Yeah. And with that, as far as our live in-person perspective,
Yeah,
I think it was pretty good
yeah.
event. Just going by the event,
Visually,
visually, the production was very good. I wasn't sure how everything was going to turn out.
able to hear and see very well for us. I thought we were able to see and hear everything all the way through.
Normally, you're not able to enjoy an in-live event, especially because you don't have the commentary. But I think this did a pretty good job of presenting you the match there, where everything worked, where you didn't need the announcers to help you uh, with understanding the matches or getting the emotions that the match is supposed to bring out of you.
Right. And Chicago crowd, we did not disappoint because I'm definitely almost about to lose my voice from all the shouting we were
Definitely,
doing.
that sounds like both of us here. But before we go, they had a superstore here. I did manage to go to the superstore. This is very small in comparison to the superstore that is at WrestleMania. This is probably like a third of that size. But I went on Thursday. This was the line
They're open
after
until
work.
12 yesterday, right?
They were open till midnight yesterday. That was crazy. So if you managed to leave the United Center and wanted to buy some merch that you didn't find at the merch stand, you could have gone to the store.
Right.
This was the opening on Thursday. I was there waiting, and I managed to get this for us. I wanted this Gunter shirt, so this is the. I guess I could say I own a shirt that has John Cena's face on it.
Wow.
But this
Have like a.
Yeah, and then I got my wife a pin because she loves pins, and I picked up this Elimination Chamber shirt. Well, they as well. They have other random things, but I also picked up something that I think we wanted to save to do an unboxing here, right?
Yeah.
So be patient with us here. So I picked up a mini belt. This is the packaging, number 122. I don't know how many. So let's take a look here. Okay, take that styrofoam off. Oh, I've never owned a mini belt. I did recently buy Maria the white old SmackDown Women's Championship belt. It's so if you follow her or us on Instagram or anything. So that's the outside of the. Oh wait, this is the whole box. Oh no, there's a sleeve. Okay, push it that way.
Okay.
Push it that way. There you go. So this is just the dust sleeve, and that's how it looks on the outside.
We go like this.
Yeah.
Wait, what the
very good wooden. Look, pop the locks on the side. I think they're on your side because I see hinges. And
Whoop.
Look at that.
She's gorgeous.
It looks like the actual belt that they had for sale. There was a big one version like this. So yeah, it has the Chicago flag on the side. You got a little plate right there.
It's really
very
nice.
very well done.
It
Good
is.
replica. Kind of makes me want to get one if I could find it for WrestleMania 40 that we attended.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, guys.
I like the detail.
Yeah.
The attention to detail is very nice.
Yeah, definitely. So this was $250, guys. So if you're ever looking into getting a mini belt, you might be in for some sticker shock, but it looks very nice. Some people collect the big belts, but I think maybe I'll connect the mini belts for the pay-per-views that we go to. So
do you wear it on your wrist or how?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. If you guys see us somewhere and I am carrying this, you're more than welcome to challenge me for it. And I think we have one more unboxing, right? This mini belt made you want to go out and get slap belts.
Get more mini belts?
Yeah, so we went out and got slap bands. These got delivered yesterday.
That's the problem, is you start off with one, and then you're like, what else? Shiny.
What else can I get that's shiny? Okay. All right. So here we go. Flat bands.
Wait, how many packages are there?
There's more, but I don't want to do all of them.
I know, I just want to see. So here goes the flat band.
And you bought these at Walmart, right?
Yeah, sold as a set. For the cutting. Cut them all. And there's a total of 9 to collect. Includes 1 championship title flat band. And who's on here?
Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, and
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Okay, I thought it was AJ. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get.
So it looks like there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total belts to collect. Which is funny because it says that right here. So that shows how it's early in the morning. Sorry, everybody.
Let's see what we get.
No, use the knife.
Get that Roman Reigns one.
What is this? Okay, so which one is this one?
That's the NXT Championship one.
The NXT.
Yeah.
So this is the belt that we got for NXT. We're gonna open a few more on some of our other episodes. So this is first. We'll see if we can get a variety, but there's 9 total. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty thick for a slap belt. Usually these slap belts are a lot thinner.
Mm-hmm.
Should I slap it on your wrist?
If you see me wearing these out in the event, you're more and you want one, you're more than welcome to challenge me for it. It's just
is a challenge like a wrestling challenge?
I don't know.
Or...
We'll figure it out. So, guys, that is our in-person live.
That's a wrap.
Boots on the ground review of the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, definitely worth a revisit. If you haven't watched it already, watch it, talk about it, comments, and definitely subscribe if you haven't already.
Thank you very much for joining us. And deuces.
Ooses?
Oh, cero miedo.
Yeah.
We'll work on that goodbye later.